It's time for Lefties Losing It. We have an update on one of our favourite Trump-deranged celebrities. Though these days Rosie O'Donnell is only famous for emoting incoherently on TikTok about Trump and her fever dreams about living in a fascist dictatorship. And it seems those fever dreams have seen Rosie flee the US for Ireland. Yes, Ireland. Funny how these people never flee to a non-white, non-Christian country. They're not fleeing to Afghanistan or Zimbabwe or Guatemala.
Moved here on January 15th, and it's been pretty wonderful, I have to say. Never someone who thought I would move to another country. That's what I decided would be the best for myself and my 12-year-old child. I miss my other kids. I miss my friends. I miss many things about life there at home. And I'm trying to find a home here in this beautiful country. And when, it is safe for all citizens to have equal rights there in America, that's when we will consider coming back.
Oh yes, she looks positively ecstatic there, so happy, it's almost contagious, like that cold sore that was on her mouth the last time she featured on Lefties. Exactly what rights is she being deprived of in the US? What rights does she no longer have? And is she aware that Ireland is a pretty socially conservative country? Abortion is only available on demand up to 12 weeks. That's more restrictive than the abortion laws in Mississippi, Rosie. Now let's go to Rosie's old show. She was a View co-host for several years, and as we well know, the level of weapon-grade crazy on that program has not changed. And the Lefties Losing It aren't just the hosts, but also the guests. Watch here as supposed moderate Democrat Senator Elisa Slotkin says that her fellow countrymen, the majority of them, are dumb, overgrown teenagers whose brains haven't fully formed. Gosh, I wonder why the Dems are unelectable.
We're still pretty young for a country. These are our like our angry teenage years, right? We are going through this push and pull where we're happy, we're sad, we want this, we want that. And what do you do when you have a teenager who's threatening themselves and others? You just try to get them through this period alive so that their brain can fully form and you can come back to kind of what
Are
a
you
country.
talking about Trump?
No, I'm talking about our country. We're pendulum swinging. We're pendulum swinging. And so for me, I think that I don't think there's a single American who feels like this is normal.
Oh dear, when even leftists like Van Jones are telling you to stop insulting the country with your absurd characterisations, then perhaps you should reconsider the invitation to appear on The View and reflect on why your party is in crisis. Let's hear from Van Jones.
Look, man, we're screwed. I mean, we don't know. No, Democrats don't know what to do. This is a nightmare. Listen, the Democratic Party is going through a massive set of internal crises. You have a party that got trapped two ways. One, defending a broken status quo that nobody likes because they thought that Donald Trump was going to make it worse. But when you're defending the status quo, you're going to lose. And then offending most people in the country, calling everybody sexist and racist and transphobic and every other name, and then saying, please follow us.
Now let's meet some straight young ladies who claim to be trans gay men. So these ladies were born ladies, they present as female, they like men, but they are somehow queer?
Trans gay men.
Yeah, but we're femme presenting, so we were just shouting it. We were shouting that we were trans gay men because we are. Trans gay men!
What is a trans gay man?
Biologically female, but we're trans men and we're gay. We like guys.
Do you have gender dysphoria?
Yes, heavily.
But you're still femme presenting?
Yeah, I still femme present. I find it comfortable, but at the same time, it does get hard when I can't look masked.
So do you identify as gay or queer?
As queer.
I think they identify as insufferable attention seekers. Joining me now is political commentator and former senior advisor to RFK Jr., Link Lauren. Link, let's start with Dylan Mulvaney. He's back on The View, back all over social media, and with a new book to promote. I've got to ask, Have you ordered your copy yet?
Great to be back with you, Rita. No, I have not ordered a copy of the book. I don't think I will be ordering a copy of the book. I don't know why Dylan Mulvaney needs a memoir, right? You're under 30, we're about the same age. Dylan Mulvaney put on a wig and a dress and suddenly wants to play the victim for fame and fortune. Unless you are Anne Frank or Malala or someone who has gone through a harrowing experience, we do not need a memoir from you if you are still a child.
Well, this is the thing. How much insight are we going to get, and how much do we want? Dylan was on The View yesterday, I think it was. We played some footage of that. And really what was more interesting than Dylan Mulvaney's appearance was Whoopi Goldberg going on this bizarre tirade about why men should be able to compete in women's sport, and no female athlete could possibly have a problem with that. I've got to say, Link, even Dylan Mulvaney looked bemused by Whoopi Goldberg's rant.
Absolutely. I mean, having an intellectual conversation with Whoopi Goldberg is like taking driver's ed from Stevie Wonder. It's something you don't want to do. I also just found out Whoopi Goldberg is not transgender herself. I thought for the longest time she was. I think Dylan going on The View is also
Link,
because it's the one it's the one room where Dylan is actually the most feminine person if you look at the panel of The View. So yeah, Dylan was befuddled, but about 80% of Americans, they do not want men in women's sports, right? This is an 80-20 issue here in the United States. So we're on the side of common sense. Dylan Mulvaney calls all of us extremists because we want common sense. We're in the middle. We're fair. We're balanced. We're looking at Dylan Mulvaney and Whoopi Goldberg thinking, you guys are the extremists for wanting men in women's sports and women's locker rooms.
Well, they were almost shocked that Gavin Newsom, the Democrat governor of California, said that it's unfair to have men's bodies in women's sports. So when Gavin Newsom is too right-wing for you, perhaps you've got some issues there. And the Democrats, well, when they're not busy calling most of the country racist or sexist or transphobic, they're on social media, Link, making absolute fools of themselves. So many examples. I'm just going to show a couple here because we don't have all day. Let's have a look at some of Jasmine Crockett's work.
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
Thinking on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like, must have on a beat, bro.
And here's another Democrat. This one's old enough to know better. She's 82 years old. This is Rosa O'Donnell. She just posted this on TikTok. Link, what is happening with the Democrats right now? Is there a sane, moderate voice among them who can restore some level of rationality and make them electable again?
The Democrats in D.C., they do not want to work. They want to sing and dance and break into chorus on the House floor. They think they're in the show Glee or High School Musical. They do not want to work at all. Why don't you guys go to work for your constituents? You're posting these dancing videos. They don't want to work. They want to twerk. That's what's happening in Washington, D.C. But they're also in a deficit with young men. The Democratic Party here in the States, they're really at a deficit with young men. I don't know what's going on with Jasmine Crockett or Congresswoman DeLauro, but how is that going to help you with young men? I mean, this woman is 82 years old. She looks like Grisabella from Cats. Young men aren't really resonating with that image the Democratic Party is putting forward.
Well, no, because they portray young men as the enemy. They talk about how toxic masculinity is, and they really have made no effort to moderate those views at all. Meghan Markle, now I can't have you on the program and not get your thoughts on her program. What would you call it? Lifestyle series, reality series, whatever it is. It's been mocked mercilessly online. It's critics, viewers, there's the parodies have started.
Welcome to my home. Well, it's not my home, it's a set actually, but welcome to my set. You know, it's actually so funny that you keep calling me Meghan Markle. I'm Sussex now. I take these and we're gonna take them out of the box.
Yes, took them out of the box, put them in some other packets, which seems to be Meghan's idea of cooking. This is just a terrible program, Link. What little of it I have seen has been mind-numbingly boring, lame. There's nothing really aspirational about it. You would think at least lifestyles of the rich and famous, you'd see some beautiful things, get some ideas about homewares. And no, it's not even aspirational. It's just inauthentic and just unlikable.
Absolutely. I mean, Meghan Markle's show is so boring. It's also like this dystopian fever dream. Like, California is burning to the ground, but Meghan Markle, this ex-wannabe duchess, is traipsing around a rented mansion in a rented kitchen with her fake friends, baking donuts and making rainbow fruit platters, right? So this is supposed to be the woman of the people. What's also funny to me is that they couched this reality show as being her hanging out with her best friends. On the first episode, she has her makeup artist come over, right? This is staff. Meghan Markle is the fake kitchen. Yeah, it's a fake kitchen. They're fake friends. She's fake. She has no authenticity. And we're really in an era where people want authenticity. I want to see the real Meghan Markle. Why don't they do a reality show where Harry leaves the toilet seat up, she falls in and chases him through the mansion with her scrawny legs? That's the show I want to see. We've all heard the stories about Meghan Markle bullying staff at the palace. What about a show where Meghan Markle throws a cell phone at an assistant when she's minorly inconvenienced? Give us a real Meghan Markle show, but this fake, phony, contrived BS is not interesting to any of us.
It's not. I would watch that if just Meghan's bullying her staff or having fights with Harry's family. That would be enthralling. I mean, that's why people watch The Real Housewives. That's why they watch The Kardashians, because there's plenty of ugly content in there mixed in with all the, lifestyle aspirational stuff. Now, you did note that on this program, her idea of cooking is taking pretzels, I think it was, from one packet and shifting them to another packet. I mean, if you're not going to make them from scratch, what really is the point of the program?
Well, absolutely. I mean, they're paying Meghan Markle millions of dollars, and she took pretzels from one bag into another. This woman, she's not in Mensa, okay? I'm starting to think maybe Meghan Markle isn't as bright as she purports to be. Taking pretzels from one bag into another does not take genius IQ, okay, Meghan Markle? I also have to say, if you're a mom, if you're a working parent out there, and you're rushing to get your kids ready for school, you do not have time to make a rainbow fruit platter or gourmet donuts. If I came downstairs as a kid and my mom had made a rainbow fruit platter, I would have thought she was on speed or someone had died.
You would be asking some questions. She ain't Martha Stewart, we can say that much. Now, the worst VP candidate ever, if you ask me, Tim Walz, well, he wants to be the worst presidential candidate ever. Is Tim Walz really contemplating running in 2028? Surely not, Link. Surely not.
Well, I don't think there are going to be any big donors for Tim Walz, and politics is all about money, right? So if the donors aren't there, then Tim Walz really doesn't have a campaign whatsoever moving into 2028. But this just shows how delusional Tim Walz actually is, that he even thinks he could be a front runner in 2028. I mean, America does not want an overgrown Disney adult with a questionable internet search history running the country. I don't even want Tim Walz near a McDonald's playground, let alone in charge of the nuclear code. So he's very, very delusional. He might have a career on Broadway. He's got those Bob Fosse jazz hands. That would be great for Tim Walz. But in presidential politics, absolutely not.
Oh, gosh, but I will miss not seeing his wife again, because she was terrifying. Gwen Walz, if I remember correctly. Link, Lauren, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Rita. Always exciting.